Hello viewers and learners and students, welcome back to another lecture. uh, as you can see on the screen, here's my channel. My name is Omar Jamal and I'm a graphic designer. You can find me on Google by just typing graphics and press OK, and you can see my details on the first page. But if you move to the videos section, you can just grab any of these and you will be directed to me. So this is me on the first page if you type graphics as in Google. So welcome back to the lecture. Today we are going to tell you about some flare tool. In the last videos we have discussed about the rectangle tool panel. So we have already learned about these 1, 2, 3, 4 and 4 things. Today we will move to the star tool and the flare tool. If you click and hold, then you can see the menu over here. So starting from the star tool, and in this lecture I will give you some more tips that you can use with the previous videos as well. So I just selected the star tool, and if I press and hold on the mouse and drag it, I can see a star on the screen. If it's better if I think I just change the color. So by pressing this thing, the swap, fill and stroke, so we can see a black star on the screen. So I'm going back and doing it again. So click on the star, just select the star tool, then click and hold and then drag. Still I can't. So there's one here's one thing that you can do with a star. Just leave it and you will get a star. What if you need these lines to be straight, like some stars have straight lines, not these slight slope ones. So if I press and hold the Alt button on the keyboard and then just click and drag, I will get a star with straight lines. So as you can see over here that we have just a little slope over here, and this star is not perfectly straight. So for that we will just click and hold, press and hold the Alt button, press and hold the Shift button, and then click and drag. So we will get perfect straight star. If we want this star and want it straight, so what we can do, just press and hold the Shift button, select the star tool, click and drag. So it's perfectly straight, but with the slope a little inclined or declined lines. So here what we can do with the Alt button or with the Shift button, this is just the Alt button, this one is Alt plus Shift, this one is without any key pressed, and this one is Shift, only Shift button pressed. So these are the 4 options, but we can do more with this star tool. What we can do, okay, I just selected the star tool, click and drag the star, and now if you want more than 5 corners, what do? We can just press the up arrow key on the keyboard. Oops, yes, it's going to be like this. So whenever we press the up arrow key, it will add 1 more corner to the star. So keep pressing it and you will get many corners on the star. It's not a star now, but still we call it star, so with more corners. So if we press the down arrow key, we will get less corners. Now it's 5, 4, 3, and we can't have less than 3. So 4, 5, up arrow key, and now I'm pressing the down arrow key. Maybe there are, yes, there is one more option that you can do, if you press and hold the control button on the keyboard, you can do this. I'm just dragging the mouse, yes, and by pressing the control key, I can make the difference between the inner corners and the outer corners. What's the inner corner? These are the inner corners, inner radius, or whatever you may call it. So the difference between this and the outer corners, or the outer radius. So click and drag, hold the control button, and you can make it wide or whatever shape you like. What if you press the alt button? Alt button will show you the difference when the corners are far away. So now I press the alt button, the corners will go in out, and if I leave the alt button, the corners will go in. It's just inbound. This one is inbound and this one is outbound. So this is the difference with the alt button. If we press and hold the control, we can change the gap. See, and it's gone now. I can't do anything else. So again, I'm pressing the alt button. I've messed with this, but you can try and you can make some. Yeah, I just hit the alt button accidentally, but that gave me the good thing. No, it's not. And then yes, so by playing with alt and the control button, I make it right what I needed. So here is something that you can do with a star button, with a star tool, up arrow and the down arrow, and then control and alt and the shift. So you can do many things with just one tool. So if we are controlling the shift button, you will see that we are dragging the mouse, but we have the shape perfectly straight on the screen. If I leave it if I leave the shift button, you can just rotate this anywhere. If I press the control button, you can resize the difference between the inner radius and the outer radius. If I press and hold the alt button, you can if I press the alt button, you can change the direction of it. But if we have something like this, and then I press the alt button, yeah, you can, this is just by pressing the alt button. I'm not doing anything else, just dragging the mouse and pressing and holding the alt button. So these are a few things that you can do with the star tool. And yes, you can do it the manual way, like what we have done before, by selecting the star button, click on the keyboard, click on the screen, and then you get radius 1, that will be the inner radius, radius 2, that will be the outer radius, and how many points you need. So we need 400 the inner radius, 500, yes, the outer radius or the radius 2 will be higher than the inner one. So how many points we need? 10 points. I'm pressing OK, and this is what we got. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10 points for the star. And this is the gap between inner radius and the outer radius, radius 1 and radius 2. So this is 100 pixels gap. That is counted from the midpoint of the star to this point, or midpoint to this point. So this is 400 pixels and this is 500 pixels. So these are some cool stuff that we can do with the star. And yes, if I delete this and have all these stars on the screen, I can change or swap the inner to the outer stroke. So this is what we have on the screen. I've just swapped the color for inner or stroke. So this is what we got, what we can do with it. So one more, yeah, more things will be discussed later. I hope this is it for now. Yes, one more thing left. That is just a cool reminder, a short reminder that like we are making a square. By pressing and holding the shift key, we are getting a perfect square. By pressing the alt key, we have a midpoint on the screen that we can see, so everything is moving. The midpoint for the square or the rectangle is staying at the same point, and the rest of things are moving. So if we press hold and alt all together, so we can see just the this is a perfect square, and the center point for the square is at the same point, while the rest of the things are moving. So the control button is doing nothing, so we don't need it. And the thing that was done with the arrow key, so this is not functioning in this one. So moving to the polygon tool, yes, if I click and drag, I get 6 points, 6 sides. So if I press the up arrow key, I'm getting more points or more sides. If I decreasing it, and if I'm pressing the down arrow key, I'm making less points or less sides. So this is a shortcut for increasing or decreasing the sides or points. And I'm pressing the alt key and nothing is happening, so alt key is not functioning for this one. The shift key is because it's not rotating anywhere, so we are just getting the straight shape. And the control key is also not functioning, so only shift and up arrow and down arrow is functioning for this. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope that you like the new tips, and these are just the shortcuts, not the tips. You may call it tricks or tips, but these are the shortcuts. So thank you very much for watching, and please subscribe to my channel. Yeah, this is it for now, and please watch and like my videos and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching. And yes, for a reminder, I'm gonna write GRAFIXERS graphics on the screen. I'm making it big so you can see it, and find me on Google and subscribe to me, and thank you very much. Bye bye.